इतना सा फर्क है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to Franchise India Business X webinar. This is a very special webinar we're doing for inviting certified business brokers who can join Franchise India group and work as a M&A specialist. My apologies, first of all, for a delay in starting this webinar. This was delayed about 10 minutes, and this was because of some kind of a technical error with Zoom. Apologies for that, and we'll try to cover that time. This is designed to be a 30-minute webinar, but I'll try to squeeze it in about 15 to 20 minutes to give you information on what is the certified business broker opportunity. So let's make a beginning, and also we can use the Q&A box if you want to ask any questions, and more questions you ask, more interactive it will be, so you will be able to take home some information. There is a Q&A box at the bottom. If you're logged in from a phone or an iPad or a laptop, you will find that Q&A box available. So let me give you quick background about Franchise India Group. Franchise India is a 1,200 people company, operates in about 90 cities in India. India's largest franchise development company. Rather, we started as a very simple thought process. The solution we wanted to really give was helping people who wanted to start their business. So in 1999, Franchise India was started with one mission, that we wanted to empower people who wanted to start their own business. And we started India's first start your own business platform. This platform over the years have addressed millions and millions of entrepreneurs in terms of making the right choice, what business they need to do. Over 100,000 investors, over 1 lakh investors have actually taken up advice from Franchise India in terms of starting their own business. Rest have also taken the decision through our magazines, our exhibitions, our forums, our conferences, our digital platforms, and many other networking platforms which we bring in, where people can buy their own business. We are also very proud. On one side, we work with about 10,000 different brands, and these are global brands, domestic large companies, and a lot of startups which actually got benefited from Franchise India to reach out to potential investors. Today, we run the largest ecosystem in India on what I call the small to mid-size investment. And this is the power of this structure. This is a structure which reaches out to about 90 cities and about 6 million active investors in our platform. So with doing all that, where is this thought of Business X really came in? And Business X is a separate company of Franchise India, which is also invested by leading media houses. Hindustan Times is one of the big investors in that company. So at Business X, this idea was even more powerful. The idea was that if we were running Start Your Own Business platform, can we also run a platform which is Sell Your Business platform? Which means anybody who wants to really sell the business, there was no platform available. Especially if you're a small and medium enterprise and you want to exit the business, or you want to look at an M&A opportunity, or you want to acquire a business, there was no platform available. When you look at large companies, there are so many advisory firms, the big investment bankers, there are the top 4 accounting firms, the EYs, the PwCs, and all these companies are available. But when it comes to small and medium enterprise, there was none available. So if you really also in a situation where you wanted to exit your business, you would go to somebody you know, a friend in the industry, or a chartered accountant, or anybody within the ecosystem. And this is very difficult. And most of the time, that's why a lot of businesses end up closing. They're not able to find a buyer. And this was a situation even for large businesses. If you really see, before the IBC code came in, which has actually brought a lot of relief, bankers were finding it extremely difficult to really get exits from these businesses or sell a running business to another business buyer where can be a continuity of business. A lot of businesses actually fail, and they actually had to close down, and the complete erosion of capital happens because they were not able to find the buyer at the right time. So it was a huge opportunity. It was an opportunity of starting what I call the small to mid-size M&A practice, and that number was very, very large. Just to give you some estimate on that, businesses in India, there are about 30 million active businesses in India. Given a choice, 20% of these businesses, for various reasons, it can be reasons of non-performance, it can be reasons of financial issues, it can be reasons of debt, it can be reasons of making profit, right? So a lot of profitable businesses come to us which want to cash out. People want to cash out. It can be fatigue, it can be partner split, it can be many, many reasons. It can be succession, which is a very big reason. Succession has become a very big reason. If you're in 60s and you don't think your children are going to run that business, you want to sell that business. A lot of people want to relocate. People want to take a PR to any other country and move in, and they want to sell their businesses. For all those reasons, about 20% of all businesses want to sell. So which means that there are about 6 million businesses as we talk now are looking to find a new buyer. Now, without having any platform being available, no structured organization, no consulting firms available, it becomes extremely difficult for these business owners to find a new buyer. Now let's go on the other side. Look at the investor group. For investors, are they looking to buy existing business? Absolutely. Out of every 2 investors, 1 is actually preferring to buy an existing business versus starting a new business, especially if you come from some kind of a strategic background, which means that you already understand the industry. Like recently, I was approached by somebody who was looking at a particular business, and he researched on businessx.com, and he found that particular. It was very niche, very, very niche, but he came from that background itself, and he was looking to do that. Financial investors also like to invest, and I'll talk about it a little more. They want to invest because they get a good price of the asset. Sometimes they are able to do it because it's a business is already profitable. A lot of people who have capital, they want to invest into business which are already productive and doing well. A lot of other times businesses come to us which are great businesses but undercapitalized. Like we have now one asset which is almost was finished as a hotel but never opened up pre-COVID. And in this whole cycle, because of COVID, the financial situation of the earlier owner is not so much that he wants to now go back and finish the last leg, which is about 10% of work left to open up the hotel. For a new buyer, you look at one is go-to-market is faster rather than doing a greenfield project. Second, would be able to get a good price. And third, you will be able to not get through the whole planning capability, tie-ups with the global chain, and all that has already been done. So it becomes a great advantage sometimes for investors to look at existing business over a new business. So these 2 banks were absolutely ready. There were so many businesses were available, and then there were so many investors who wanted to buy existing business. But what was missing was a platform. So we started businessx.com. BusinessX became the #1 platform for people to sell the business. We will bring any business, value that business, list that business, and any buyer can look at it and do that. But there is another complexity which came around, and which is why we are here and why we're talking. This complexity was really about when people used to list the business, they wanted to do it confidentially. They didn't want to tell more about the business because it's a very confidential and very emotional decision to do that. And so they didn't want to go and openly say that, look, I'm running this business, I want to sell that, because your employees would know, your vendors would know, your suppliers would know, and you don't want to tell all these people that you are selling a business. So it created an opportunity of a professional who can come in between, understand your business well, go into depth of your business, understand where you're coming from, why you want to sell the business, what is the expectation from the business, what is the resources you have, both financial and the capabilities you build in the business, who can be the right buyer group, and then go and find the right structure. So that created an opportunity of a certified business broker who can become a M&A expert. As an M&A expert, rather than working on larger businesses, you work on what I call the mid-market businesses. And mid-market businesses are 90% of business spectrum in this country. So it was a huge, huge opportunity. And that's why we launched this program of what I call certified business broker. And I personally also operate as one of the certified business brokers. I also take direct mandates and I work on this. But I do in few territories where I don't have my other CBB partners. So today, BusinessX and Franchise India has CBB partners in all major markets. We have in Chennai, we have in Hyderabad, we have in Bangalore, Pune, Bombay, Delhi, and Chandigarh. I'm practicing myself, and I also practice on certain categories which are very close to me. So, and we are now looking for Ahmedabad, we're looking for Jaipur, we're looking for Calcutta, we're looking for other cities also, even in adding few in Delhi and Bombay, because these are huge, huge markets. And that's why we are here and inviting partners who would join us as a CBB partner. So as a CBB, what do you do? But before you do that, a lot of people ask me, it requires a financial understanding, it requires a chart accountant degree, or you need to understand valuation and things like that. While that all is important, but that all is done by head office. What we require really is somebody who has basic understanding of businesses, somebody who has a good acumen, somebody who has that kind of professional experience to manage expectations, somebody who maybe have a sales and marketing background. So if you are somebody who has that kind of background, you can qualify. You don't have to be a specialist on valuation or a chart accountant or a financial expert to do that, because we back you up with all that pieces from us. We run the biggest business valuation platform called bizequity.com. My colleague Varun would write in the chat box. Click that, and you will be able to see we are the world's #1 fintech platform where we can value any business in 30 minutes. So it gives a big power for us to really take that business to the market. Now let's get into quickly understand what as a CBB you would do when you start as a CBB. I think, and just to give you perspective, if you look at a developed world like US or Europe, every small population area city, maybe a 50,000 population, you will have at least 20 business brokers who are certified, who would help you to acquire any business. It can be any kind of business which is available. It can be manufacturing, trading, retail, services, any kind of business which you are looking at. So this is a big ecosystem globally. It's just about to happen in India. It's about to happen in India. I have no doubt that this would become a phenomenal community. And this is an opportunity for all of you to be leading that piece, because whenever this whole starts triggering, it is an opportunity for some professionals to join a particular industry at an early stage. And I am a big believer of that. If you join at an early stage, you have a much bigger inning. You do that and you build leadership. And some of our CBB partners have already started doing that. They're becoming specialists. One of my partners is actually specialist on a certain kind of businesses. Some is working only on manufacturing. One partner of mine is actually a specialist in hotels. So depending on how they go in the market and try to become a specialist. So as a CBB partner, what do you do? 7 services. First, franchise resales, which is a natural market to Franchise India. We have so many franchisees listed with us who want to sell their businesses, and these are credible businesses. There's so many credible businesses which are out there, and we are looking at Mr. Prabhu. Dave wants our email ID, so I'll share my email ID and even direct number so you can reach out to me. So thank you for writing. And in any other questions also, please use the Q&A box and keep sharing. And I have a window open so I can see when you write and I can pick up your question and bring you up. So first service you do is franchise resale. Franchise India alone has sold so many franchises out there, and we have bigger data on that. Every day we get about 10 to 15 people come to us and say, look, I was running this business and franchise is now doing well, but I have other interests to do that. Like, it can be a Lakme franchise, it can be a Baskin Robbins franchise, it can be a hotel franchise, it can be even a small Eureka Forbes franchise. So people come to us and say, I have a running business, it's already doing well, and I want to sell that. Sometimes you're not doing well, and that also has a buyer. I always say that there is a buyer for every asset in the market, every asset. And it depends on what valuation the asset would get, depending on how it is performing. If it is performing, you'll get obviously a good goodwill, and you will be able to get the right price. If you are not performing, then obviously you need to take a haircut, which every seller understands that, and that becomes also an opportunity for a buyer to pick up any business at a much lower value, rather than investing their own capital. So first is franchise resales. Good news is we give you both. We give you the assets. We also give you the leads. We are currently doing many projects which are mandated to us, where we are selling existing franchisees to new buyers, and some are coming in a form of some kind of minimum guarantees also. So it become a financial product which is coming out. We're doing a big tea company out of Ahmedabad, which we are doing with a good guarantee backed by a very big group. We're doing a very large project out of Chennai, which is retail stores, and we are doing that. We are also doing build to pay transfer for even larger companies like Tata Croma and likes of them, which are they're transferring their existing stores and to investors. So franchise resales is a very, very strong category. The second category is valuation itself. A lot of people come to us and say, I'm not too sure I want to sell the business, but I want to get my business valued. I need to know what it's worth. What it is worth, I want to know that. So that's a very big product. So we bring in assets, we value that businesses, and these valuations are used for raising money. It can be even inducting a new partner. It can be done for even setting up a valuation for taking any kind of potential debt or any other thing, or even to look at an exit. So there are multiple reasons why you need to get your business valued. And a lot of people actually do it just because they want to understand where they stand. What is the business value? That's a very strong product for us. The third thing is transactional advisory. Transactional advisory is our core product, where we go out and take mandate of a business, bring the business first 1 month, work with the business owner, understand the right value, create a documentation. We create an information memorandum that has been done, that really makes us ready for taking to the investor. We set the expectations right, and then go out and get investors on board who are going to be taking the business. And this is a service which we really train you on, because that's a very, very important part. Fourth is investment advisory. You don't want to sell the business, but you want to really raise capital. And this is almost every company. Almost every company you meet today and ask them, what is the biggest need you have? They would say capitalizing the company. Because in today's time, every business need is basically to scale. Because if you don't scale, your economies of scale don't come in, and you're not able to be competitive in the market. So almost every business which was stagnant also needs to scale now. So capital raise is a absolute need for businesses to do that. And I don't recommend debt. A lot of people come and say, can you help us in taking a debt or things like that? I normally avoid that, because I feel that businesses in India are so tight, so financially tight, that they cannot afford too much of cost of capital. So we work on a lot of an equity. So I always say that raise equity. Equity is a good structure, and you are able to raise that. And especially for early stage businesses, we do a lot of work for startups, mid-sized companies, which are now looking to raise capital. Then we do a lot of other financial products. We do fractional ownership, which is becoming a very big product, especially for real estate assets. We also do a lot of ROI investments, which means that you pre-rented properties, which are rented out to entire thing. They want to sell out their businesses. And one last service which we do, which I'm super excited, and we have the only company which has started this service in the country, which is called exit planning. When you've decided, and maybe you don't have a succession, and at a certain stage, your business has gone all over, right? So people come to us with complex structures. Complex means that they have family assets in that business, they have other things in there. Some part of the business they want to retain, some part of the business they want to sell. They have family assets which they don't want to sell. They want to give something to their children, something they want to really sell it out. So there are complex structures which they have created. Even company might be 50 crore, but it is complex, right? So we work with the business owner or the family, work over the 4, 5, 6 months with them to really create the right structure, do the whole organizational changes, and clean it up and bring the asset out, which can be then transferred to that. I think this whole exit planning is a consulting piece where we work very, very closely with families to really do and optimize their value, and then unlock that value. So that's very, very important. First, you need to optimize it, really see and take the value from where it is shown today to next level, and then really unlock it. And that's what we need to do. So friends, this is a 7 services we do that. It's a very extensive business model. I'll give you a little bit of understanding how when you start, what happens. When you start, we give you a full training. You get full training from us. You understand how M&A practice has to be done. Then we start working with you to get your assets on board, which means that you need to average a good CBB has to have 20 to 25 assets mandated. So we work very closely, give you a lot of leads for people, seller leads, we call them. So sellers come to you. You qualify them, you understand where they're coming from. Not every asset we advise you to take, because unless and until we see two things very clearly. One, we can do justice. Second, there is a right expectation. Sometimes great asset, but expectations are unrealistic. Like yesterday, I was in Chennai. I spoke to a company, very good company, and I told them that, look, I can work on your asset by the time you have the right expectation. If you don't have the right expectation, I will not like to touch it, because it's a wrong effort. Because your business currently is showing what it's showing, and I can only take that into the market. I cannot take a lot of people tell me now these days they're pre-COVID numbers, and the current numbers are very different, right? So while this is what has happened, but you have to live with the balance sheet you have. I can give a 10-15% arbitrage on what the value looks like, but I cannot drastically change the numbers and try to look at numbers which are 2 years old and things like that. So it has to be something very realistic. And sometimes business owners have run out of cash, and because they've run out of cash, they don't have right kind of capital. They are in a difficult situation, and the business is not performing purely because it's undercapitalized. You don't have stock to do it, you don't have marketing capital to do it, you don't have right resources to do that, and because all that is not there, your business is not performing, and it's not going to go any further. So you need to take a decision that you want to sell the business at this stage. So that's very important part of it. So we work with you to get your these 20-25 mandates. As you got the first mandate, we start simultaneously working on the buyers, and that also minimum 50 leads you get from us. So you start getting these leads from us, and then you start working on the whole project, and on you are able to get on to in the second or the third month on your transaction cycles. A good CBB partner can do at least 2 transactions every single month, and your potential to earn can go up to about anything from a 30 to 50 lakh rupees, even if you're doing a smaller assets. And if you do bigger assets, we normally say work on assets which are 30 lakh to 100 crores. So if obviously you're working anything above 5 crore assets, your single billing is much higher. And if you are able to do 1 or 2 large transactions, which is 25-30 crore transactions, you make a big killing on that. So that's a big revenue, and that's where big investor bankers really make money. But we work on some fast moving assets which we can sell faster, and some marquee ones which can drive our margins. So friends, what is the financial model? How do we charge our clients? We charge our clients from anything from a 3% to 7.5% on every asset sale. So which means that if I got an asset which is 2 crores, I typically would put my fee anything which is 4%, which means that if the transaction happens, I will get 8 lakh rupees on that transaction. This transaction is typically maybe a small bar or a microbrewery or a retail outlet or a ethnic store or something like that, which can be easily transferred at about 2 crores. Easy transactions to do that. But if an asset is over 10 crores, the fee would go to about 3%. If the asset is even higher, sometimes the client wants to negotiate a lower fee or a fixed fee. I worked on a lot of projects where client has said, I want to cap at 40 lakh rupees. I want to cap it at 45 lakh rupees, 50 lakh rupees, depending on the asset size and so on and so forth. So those assets also, we do that, but typically 3% to about 7.5% kind of a bracket. But we also charge a listing fee, which means that advertising which is linked. Sometimes they're in rush, like there is a particular client I'm doing it, which is relocating overseas. Now they are in absolute rush because the PR has come, they have to report, they have to go. So they don't want to really shut the business, they want to go in the market. So I have told them that we need to go aggressive marketing to generate a lot of leads, and they need to cover the cost. So they're happy to do that. So that's also very important. And we also take always engagement fee. And very important, I tell all my CV partners, don't work for free. Always take your engagement fee. That keeps your cycle going, which means that you take anything from a 2 lakhs to 10 lakh rupees from each client. This is your covering your time. Even if the deal doesn't happen, out of the 10 mandates you run, you might not be able to get deals on 6 for different reasons. It can be expectations, it can be asset, or it can be sometimes not really you knew about the business so well. Sometimes business owners don't give you the full story, and things, when you get into, you start finding out, and becomes a difficulty. But if you've not done that, you have still worked hard on that transaction, and you're covered with your cost. So typically, if you are doing about 20-25 mandates, you still would be able to take 25 to 30 lakh rupees purely in the fee. Now, how do we share? How do we share between us? So if your billing is, say, 50 lakh rupees in a year, and how do we share? 60% straight goes to CBB partner, which means 30 lakh rupees is yours, and 20 lakh rupees comes to Business X Franchise India. In our 20 lakh rupees, we handle entire marketing, entire valuation, reports, legal structures, all the things which are needed from head office is all handled by us. Your work is to really focus on client relationship management and also work on the transaction side. So friends, this is a great opportunity, but a lot of times, almost every week I do a webinar, I get about 50 people joining in, and we have discussions. And I tell you, sometimes not even a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I will select only one, or not even one, sometimes select that, because I feel that a lot of people come, they have other things going on in their life, and they want to take this as an opportunity. It looks exciting, but they don't have time that. So unless and until you have that time available, this opportunity is not going to be attractive. This needs minimum of 100 hours. If you feel that you have 100 hours, you have a good capability to be a good consultant. You are somebody who can work on building persistence on following your deals, then this can be a great opportunity for you. So now I'm going to do and write my direct email ID and my direct mobile number also. This is 9810244330. And my email ID is gm@gauravmaria.com. Very easy to really remember. And you should also go on gauravmaria.com. There are a lot of other videos I've listed. So that would also give you insight on how we do at a group level, what all we're doing that. So friends, if you're interested to become a certified business broker and work with the largest platform for starting your business, which is Franchise India, and also India's first resell platform, then this is your opportunity. And if you're genuinely keen and interested to build this as a career, please reach out to us or reach out to my colleague Varun, and we will be more than happy to take our discussions ahead. We'll set up a 45-minute discussion to know you well. You can ask as many questions you want to do that. And once we feel that there is a meeting of minds, and I also approve the territory which you want to work on, then we will take the discussions ahead. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining in, and enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. I know this was a little delayed, and it was because of some kind of a Zoom error which was told to me. But I hope I was able to cover the entire webinar in a limited time which was there. Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening.